Whenever you're ready. No.
Yeah.
Call this meeting to order. We're going to start with prayer by Chief McGinnis, following by our Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Singer. Thank you.
Gracious Father God, we thank you for your goodness and for your mercy. You are good, your mercies endure forever. Lord, we thank you for giving us the ability to meet this night, oh Lord, to conduct the city's business. God, we ask right now that you send a spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding into this place, God. Bless our city leaders, oh God, to make proper decisions, oh Lord, to lead this city, God. Thank you for those that have come here to assemble, to support their city, Lord. Let your hand be upon every decision made, God. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll have a roll call.
Commissioner Clark Griffin. Commissioner Henderson.
Present.
Commissioner Henry. Commissioner Isom.
Present.
Commissioner Kennard.
Present.
Commissioner Singleton.
Present.
Commissioner Warren.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Present.
Mayor Mohammed. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll have the approval of the regular meeting, minutes from the last meeting, February 5th, 2024.
So move.
It's been moved by Commissioner Singleton, it's been supported by Commissioner Henderson. Can you call the roll, please, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard.
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This time we'll have an update by our very phenomenal county commissioner,
PP.
Mamie.
PP.
I'm sorry,
PP.
I apologize. We're gonna do the accounts approval of accounts payable listing. We'll be sure to do that. I do apologize. Your introduction still will be the same when it comes time. The approval of accounts payable listings. Support. It's been moved by Commissioner Henderson, been supported by Commissioner Isom.
I have a question.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes, there's just that one item on there for this $8,000. Just wanted to know, from December the 12th.
There's an item on there.
Dealing with grass cutting. So was that a previous, city manager, was that a previous bill that wasn't paid that we're paying late? Or just need some clarity on that $8,000 item?
Which one is it?
It was grass cutting too, Mr. Campbell. Or tree cutting down the tree in the cemetery. It was the dated December the 12th.
December 12th.
Yes, it was dated December 12th. Yes, it's item 744 and 745. One was for 5,000 and one was 4,000. Dated 12/30. My apologies, 2023.
Is it the one for 5 and one for 1?
Yes. Just clarity on those two items.
Okay.
There's item,
Item 744 and 745.
Yes.
So that was a bill that
That
we're
is
paying
not
late.
that's not supposed to be mowing, that should,
So then I'm gonna ask that it be removed until we correct it.
it's supposed to be.
So I'm gonna ask that it be removed until we correct it. So is the one for $1,000 supposed to be on it?
Yes.
So we need to remove the one for 5,000 until we, correct it? It's not supposed to be for mowing, it's supposed to be for something?
It is for the work that was done.
What work was done?
all right, whoa. To the chair question, this has already been paid. City manager has already
No,
checked
it's
it out.
not. It's on this year, it's on this month's accounts payable for this week.
All right, well, the reason I ask that is because if you look in the front of this, usually there's a listing of accounts that already been paid.
$330 worth of checks that's been released prior to this being approved tonight.
So this is not,
Those two items that they need to be removed, it's not for what it says.
so these have not been paid, is that correct?
If it's accounts payable, they couldn't have been paid. Come on now.
Listen, brother,
Oh, man. I mean,
question ain't to you, the question is to the clerk. Has this been paid?
I don't work in the finance department, but I believe that if it is not under the checks released, it has not yet been paid.
All right, so can we separate
You can.
those two checks not to be paid until there's clarity on what we've done? Can we do that?
You can do that.
So do we have to amend this item to say that?
Yes, you would need a motion and approval to remove those items.
Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Support.
There's been a motion made by Commissioner Henderson, supported by Mr. Singleton to remove vendor, I won't say their name, but I will say check number 744 and check 745 for not being paid. Is there any other questions on
So
the
can I
contract?
state what I need clarity on? So I need clarity on the date because it's dated from 12/30. The work or the check is dated from 12/30 and it's February. So we're paying something from December and February. So I need all of those questions answered before this can be approved. Thank you.
Well, I think as a point of clarity, when you read that, it says 2023 Crystal Springs mowing for 12/17.
And it's February.
But the date, we need to make sure that it was done and what date it was done, because it's saying 12/17. This is a point of clarity. What date it was done, when was the action taken, was there pictures, was there videos, whatever needed to be done to make sure that this happened on that said date. Can we have that? Thank you. Commissioner Henry?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did talk to the finance director, and she will be investigating back as to what dates they were submitted, as well as, what was required of, the person. Was it required to rake the leaves and carry them away? What was required in it? And we gave them specific orders of what needs to be done. So she's gonna bring it back to us, and I appreciate our diligent work on looking at something that just didn't look right.
Thank you. As a point of transparency, there's another tree cutting service that we're paying. Just because of legalities, you're paying another tree service vendor name, on 12/28/2023, for a set amount of $5,800. So if you're gonna remove one, I think both should be removed, just as a point of, I don't think you should remove one if you don't remove the other. That was dated 12/28/2023. Tree removal for $5,800. There's other legality. You can't do one, and I don't think you can not do all. Because that's dated for December 28th, 2023. That is for $5,800. Does that seem?
Yeah, I just seen that was thank you for pulling that out.
Well, that, Chair, that invoice pops up often because the city does cut down trees periodically that need to be cut down. And, we approved it through us to approve that. So I'm just not sure that we should stop that money, stop that person's income for a whim. There's nothing to, make us think something is irregular about it, so I'm just not in agreement to cut that person's livelihood away on a whim. But this other one is definitely questionable, and we have, avenues to settle it out.
As a point of legality, I would ask of our attorney, being that the said question is dates and times, you can't do one, I don't think, without doing the other. I would suggest that, and I'm not forcing a vote, but I would suggest that we do both of them to make sure that we follow the same guidelines, because we don't want to be said to have any kind of partiality or any other thing to be wrong. Because that does say with tree removal also.
So this really is a legislative question, and you can make a decision. You could distinguish if you want. If you know what work was done for one invoice and you don't know for another, you can distinguish those. So it is within your discretion to make that call.
Okay, so we know for a fact the one was done, we know for a fact the other was not done.
Oh, boy, discussion with the closed session is good.
I will make a motion that we remove the other one also until we can have the same thing asked for the other one. We need to find out what date it was done, either that it was done in December, that we're paying in February. I would ask for the same thing to be done for same action to be taken as the last prior cemetery vote.
So, Mr. Chairman, if we amended the first.
Yeah, we already amended the first one.
Okay,
To
to add the other one.
I make a motion to add the second one also for tree removal. It was done in December. We're paying for in February.
Support.
Been moved and been supported by Commissioner Singleton. Call roll.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Accounts payable, listings, anybody else on this? Commissioner Henry.
I always give inquiries on AP lists, and I did get a really speedy response. Everyone should have it. It came in, today at 4:05. But all of the questions were pretty much answered, or it allowed me to answer more questions. But the traveler's insurance claim is becoming a really eyesore as to what we are doing and how we're doing it. So, these invoices that that were brought in today made me wanna ask a lot of questions about really what is going on. I'm understanding that we pay certain monies when we're in court, but I'm seeing in practice some practice here unlawful, and they keep saying unlawful, and it's really causing me a lot of stress. And unlawful is causing me a lot of stress, and it seems like it's costing a lot of money too. So that's something that we really need to look at. What I need a understanding, and it'll probably, if you put it in committee on, Parks and Recs and Public Safety Committee, we'll be able to vet it and get a good understanding of why we're paying this kind of money every 2 weeks. So please, can we put it on the agenda to talk about it in a committee? But it is kind of depressing to see these charges and not know exactly what it's all about.
What's the number on that, man?
That's it didn't have a number on it. It's traveler's insurance. It pops up often. Oh, it do have a number, 640848. And I asked that question three meetings ago, because I saw one of 7. And then later on, I saw one of 15. And so I'm finally getting an answer now, and I want us to all look at it and ask the real question. What's going on and why? And what we can do about fixing it. Thank you. Please, can we have that chair, put it on committee? And I have a response to the chair.
We'll get back to you on that. Put on the next, meeting, if you would, or is that tomorrow? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Kennard.
I'd like to ask a question because I'm not up on a lot of things I'm new. But this, with the vendor's name, St. Joe Public Schools, what is this about the $3,385? Explain that to me, please.
City Manager.
What page are we on?
This is page 5.
I don't know what the payment is for, ma'am. We'll get that though. We'll get the answer on it. That's why we have the finance director in here at 6:30 every day. Every meeting there. So if he has any questions on the AP, she can answer right away.
My thought is that when we have such as this, she should be here anyway automatically, so we can get these questions answered.
She just left.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes, and just for a point of clarity, even though she is a finance director, we still have a city manager that should be able to, because at the end of the day, it's his budget. So the city manager should be able to sign off on anything, answer any questions related to the budget. So regardless if the finance director is here or not. And Commissioner Kennard, those are taxes, those are taxes that came back to the city, those things.
What? What did you say?
I said, as the city manager, he still should be able
No,
to
no,
answer
I
any
understand
question.
that, the
So
last
those
thing
was
you
taxes.
said.
We understand. She's a city commissioner, so we all deserve an answer.
Ma'am,
Put that on. Thank you.
Finance.
Commissioner Ethel Clark Griffin.
Commissioner Clark Griffin. No first name, thank you. I wanna say, if these questions, a lot of these questions we ask through emails before we even get here. So if they would be answered through the email, then we wouldn't have to be here asking, even for a finance director. If they would be answered like they should prior to the meeting, then we would already know the answer. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
the finance director received one set of questions from Commissioner Henry, and she answered them all
Thank you.
in writing.
Thank you. I do have a question. Anybody that not spoke on this yet? Anybody else who haven't spoken? I got one question real quick, and that's on, I think everything that really hit fan is on page 5. I'm sorry, not page 5. Go back. It seemed like they would be here today. It says field work inspections that were done on 1/5/2024 for $29,330. I've not seen anybody in the field doing any kind of work on inspections. And I have not seen a report of any sort that has been done within the 30-day period or any other time. And you said as a vendor instead of an employee, we already know that the said position should be employed of the city position, but it seems like we a la carte stuff to get extra money, to do different things, right here, it's on page 1. Fieldwork inspections by a vendor's name is Story. But then we also call them something else. I've had a question with this for last about 8 years. How do you have somebody who bills you but yet is still employee pay? That's something that needs to be looked at in the set future, because you don't know how much money you're spending on positions that should be one amount, and because they're a la carte, they're another amount. And so I would like to see that. I don't think we should remove it. I don't know if we should remove it, because there's no way you can get an answer seem like is to remove it. Because if you don't, then a lot of times people just slide by and keep getting checks, and we don't know what they get the check for. I have not seen anybody in the field doing any kind of inspections in January, especially that date. That was one of the coldest days I've seen in a while. And I know for a fact, one time they were doing inspections, it was a family member and not a professional group. So I do have a question on that. And moving forward with that position, I would ask that we do monitor what is being charged to your city residents, because people are knocking you over the head with enormous amount of fees, and you don't know what it's for. You don't even know why. So we got a long agenda here tonight. Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Chair. I just have one other question, and I'm hoping that Mr. Little will be the one to answer. We have a winter property tax bill that the city is paying. I've never seen us pay ourselves, and I need to know if it's that new practice or I just missed it somewhere. and I believe they're all empty lots. So is that new to our practice that we pay ourselves for empty lots? How's that working?
City manager,
Which one, what page you talking about now?
page number 3. Vendor City of Ben Harbor, all says on the tax, 2023, city home with addresses.
The only thing that I'm aware of that we would normally make taxes would be in instances where we took possession and there was some small amount that had accrued that hadn't been paid. That's the only instance I'm aware of. On these specific ones, I really don't know.
Speak to the microphone,
So these 30 lots, it's about 30 lots.
It would appear to be those that we purchased last year that may have had small amounts that would do for taxes on them. Because we do get that sometime when we pick up a property, it's got a small amount and we wind up having to pay it.
That sounds feasible. And Honorable Chair, the financial director did send us information on that questionable bill, $2,800, and it shows how much she's getting paid an hour and how many units she actually worked on. And I'm totally in agreement that we need to go in-house on that one, but welcome to the world of not having enough qualified people.
Anybody else, any other commissioner, any others? BS&A software, service support from 2/1/24 to 2/1/2025, $11,763. That go through anybody's committee. That's on page 2. Service support for BS&A software. That goes through any committee. And it goes to finance committee. Yeah, that's part of the cloud, computer network cloud. So the cloud is up. Yeah, public safety. So that's where all the stuff has been uploaded to. So. All right, that being said, roll call, please.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Is that what the amendment to take out?
yes.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, at this time, one thing of Black History Month, to celebrate those who are part of our history. You have been a phenomenal part of our history. Thank you for all your years of service, what you mean to City of Ben Harbor. This time we'll have an update for Commissioner Mamie Yarborough.
All right.
All right, celebrate your own people. That's what.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem Seats, Commissioners, residents, I thank you for this opportunity, and I thank you for what you're saying. Most time I only mean to be at 2 years, I'm on my 20th. So I thank you so much, and please know that I love Benton Harbor, love our home. And the questions you all are asking are important. And this, if not here, where? This is what you're supposed to do. But I would like to let you know, it's tax time. You were asking about some taxes. And our treasurer, Shelley White, came to the city of Benton Harbor on January 31st from 1 to 3 p.m. to meet with any residents that had questions about their taxes that were due, that wanted to enter a payment agreement, or anything that she could answer or whatever. She said she had a good turnout. She has already set the schedule and made appointments with different city halls and libraries and all. And she is scheduled to come back to Benton Harbor City Hall on Wednesday, March 6th from 1 to 3 p.m. And she said when she was here on the 31st, it went way past 3 o'clock. There was a number of people, and she was happy to take the time and answer their questions and help them. I have to let you know that these taxes, when people say, well, you just taking the property, these taxes are 3 years behind. And you need your money. The city needs their money. A lot of times the interest on these bills are higher than, end up being higher than the actual taxes. So usually what she does, she tries to get people on a payment plan, maybe $100 a month or whatever needs to happen to get those behind done. But keep doing that so that you don't get behind again. This is your house, this is where you live, and this is what needs to happen. So I wanted to let you know that she'll be here on Wednesday, March 6th from 1 to 3 p.m. Then I want to tell you about, and I talked about these things last month, but it's not too late, it's still going on. And this is that Berrien County requesting proposals to fight opioid abuse. And I want you to write this address down, or the website is berriencounty.org. And when you go in that, you look for treasure, or look for elections, or look for, you should be able to find it, or find a phone number where you can call and ask. This opioid abuse is over 18 years, and this is one of the fastest, and you all think about it, settlements that I've ever seen, that they've come, you know, with what should happen, and all the communities that signed up for this are in it. For 18 years, over 18 years, Berrien County is going to receive $8 million to work with the opioid problem, this fentanyl and whatever's going on that's killing our children and community. And so the proposals are due to be sent to the purchasing county of Berrien, Michigan, 701 Main Street, St. Joseph, by 9 a.m. February 28th. It's a request for proposals. If you're in any groups or your church, or you have something that you think that you want to work and to write a proposal, then do that. I encourage us to be involved on the top money, instead of just only being the one that are the clients. Let's be the, make it better. And here it is. This is for 6 years. This is due, like I said, by, let me find it again, February 28th, 9 a.m. And it tells you about putting it in a sealed envelope and getting it to the county administration building on Main Street in St. Joe. If you have questions, go to that berriencounty.org. It's really through Berrien County Health Department. The director is Guy Miller. So ask for the opioid request for proposals. There is a whole, like a lot of sheets that you must fill out and do what it says do. So I'm hoping that some of our churches or groups or something will have the ability to do this and receive money to be able to help us. Then I want to tell you about this early voting. I thought, we haven't even said yet if we're going to run, and they've been working on it. It's very expensive. It's done. And right now, on February 27th at 8:01 p.m., the Berrien County Early Voting Receiving Board will meet to canvass early voting results from the following municipalities. And the cities and townships and villages had the opportunity to say, we'll join Berrien County as a group. And that way we'll only have to buy one set or two sets. Berrien County, let me tell you that, has early voting set up at Lake Michigan College. When you get there, you'll see signs telling you where to go. They also set up one in South County, in Niles, Michigan, at the Berrien County Courthouse. And there will be signs telling you where to go so that you can vote. But then there are some communities that chose to keep it in their city halls or township halls. And hopefully you know what that is, but I do have a list, and I'm positive our clerk knows how it goes. But it says that the election date is Tuesday, February 27th. You can go to your regular polling places, and there may be, in some communities, other things to vote for. Some schools have villages or something going on, so you read and know about that. Early voting dates are February 17th, 2024 through February 25th. The type of election is presidential primary election. And what it's about really is about Republicans voting for Republican, voting for Democrat, and maybe there's an independent. I haven't seen this ballot, but vote for independent. And I think they just want to know what the different communities are. And I think it's much like when they vote in New Hampshire or different places for that early voting. Michigan wanted to be involved, and this is what they did to make it happen. And they're going to look at all these ballots on February 27th at 8:01 p.m. They're going to go to Niles. I'm not going to get there that quick, but to Niles, Michigan, and that's where they will count or do whatever needs to happen with them. So I wanted you to have that information and encourage you to go vote. Vote, if not anything else, on Tuesday, the 27th, the regular voting day at your regular polling place. We've got to do something to get our voting numbers up. That people don't worry in different, like federal government or whatever, first of all, who you voted for. They want to know how many people voted, because then they'll be trying to change your mind or whatever, but there's no need if we can't get a total of 1,000 people to vote and we have 10,000 registered. We have got to do better. And there's one thing I wanted to let you know about is every year or a number of times a year, we have the recycling event, Berrien County. And it's all over Berrien County. You can take all kinds of things, tires and needles and poison, things that you put on your lawn. But I especially like the paper shredding and all the things that you can do. So I'd like to leave this with the clerk, and she can make copies. And maybe the county sends a lot of these to different communities, I'm not sure. But I wanted to share this so that foam and polystyrene and on-site shredding, a lot of things they do. And there are a few things that are charged for. When you bring a TV or something electronic, there is a charge to leave those. But it will help you to get your house cleaned up. And what you just talked about when you were asking about the dollars that the city pays, when the tax list comes out, the cities, the townships, the villages can look at them. And if it's a building that they want, the city wants it, they can pay the taxes due or anything else that's added to that, and it goes to the city. They have first choice. They can see all of this before it's actually put out there or before it's put in a sale. So they may have some plan, or it's next to something they want. The cities have the right to do that, and they pay the taxes that are due. It's not the city that owes the taxes, it's the property that owes the taxes, and it would normally go to an auction sale if it's not redeemed before that. And so those are the things that I wanted to bring to you, and I thank you for the opportunity, and I'm just gonna say, go vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wealth of information. Citizen comments, please state your name, limited to 3 minutes. Sign with the clerk. First one today.
Marvin Haywood.
Good evening. So all of you all, happy to see you on board, Mrs. Warren. Thank you, Ms. Henderson, for bringing up that you brought up. I was wondering, you said that we had a finance director. Is that finance director being paid from the city, or is it being paid from Plant Moran? Also, I need to know, how do you get out the information to the residents as well? We got information that's going on, because I remember Mr. Little talking about the sidewalk and your property line. Like what, you know, we gotta make sure that the residents know what their property line consists of. Because people saying they gotta cut trees and stuff down that is past the sidewalk. You know, so we have to get some kind of clarity on that situation as well. And when you look at a lot of the things that's going on in that budget, we generally have to have an invoice to where you can show what you did for the money that you got. If I come down here, you give me a check for $30,000, I don't got no invoice for what I did. I'm just basically beating the city. And when I looked at this paperwork and see that lady had got $29,000 for a month, and I know what no inspections going on. I remember the year that they were doing inspections and they were coming through the alleys when we had inspectors that was down in the basement. We'd be off better going in-house paying an employee to be doing the inspecting. We gotta get that much a month, because that's almost, you know, that's a lot of money if you're looking at $20-some thousand, $30,000 in a month's time. It don't make sense. And a lot of the things that I looked at when I looked at this budget, you have to learn how to bring money back in-house, not spend money, you know, and distributing money. But one of those things I gotta ask about, I really wanna know about that finance director. Because the finance director is responsible for every dime going in and out the city. You have a finance director chair, but there's no finance director here. And so we trying to figure out, if you say we have one, is she getting paid from the city as an employee, or is she getting paid through Plant Moran? You know, because they're getting almost $250,000. Now, that's a lot of money. And I think if you got a finance director, you can give a finance director $90,000, because when Mr. Clark was here, he said the reason he left because he wasn't privy to information. The last finance director that we had, they said the same thing. They were not privy to information. And in order for me to be a finance director, I have to know where every dime in this city is going, who's getting paid what. So that's the very important job. Even when you talk about community development, the reason the city hasn't grown in years, we haven't had a grant writer. Ms. Yarbrough brought up about the grants and stuff. Those things I got through grant writers. If you got people that's on top of it, that's all their job is, to see how we gonna get this money. That's what you hiring for, to strictly go after all the money. A lot of that money that's being got is being got through Southwest Michigan, you know, through the planning commission through Southwest Michigan, and it does not be for the city of Benton Harbor. It's for the whole county as a whole. So we need to do better on that. Thanks.
Trevor Carlson.
Good evening. Trevor Carlson, Prairie Real Estate Group. I came here for two things. Just one, want to say thank you to two gentlemen at the Benton Harbor Water Department, Patrick and Dennis. They reported to a main sewer that was severely damaged this past weekend, and they remediated the situation. They showed up, positive attitude, and they worked really, really hard to get that done for us. So I want to recognize them tonight and all their hard work. They don't get enough recognition, and so happy for them to be able to do that here tonight. And then second, I just want to congratulate the Benton Harbor Public Safety for the new K-9. That's awesome. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce Buckwright.
Good evening. Bruce Buckwright, Grand Rapids. If you recall at the January 8 meeting, I stated I had yet to receive documents I had requested after filing a FOIA request. Last week I paid $169, and I still didn't get those documents. Those documents relate to the inspection of the bridge at Crystal Springs Cemetery. Most of you probably don't know that, but this cemetery, that bridge, is actually 109 years old. There are now signs out in the cemetery saying that the weight limit is 18 tons. Somebody sitting here at City Hall just randomly pick 18 tons and let's put signs up. So I would assume that there's an inspection report somewhere. Mr. Mitchell has mentioned it many times over the past few years. I would just like to get those inspection reports, please. I've shared the definition of integrity, responsibility, accountability, and transparency. Tonight's word is complicit. That is defined as helping do wrong in some way. The Benton Harbor City Charter is clear on such things as the commission employs the city manager. If you want an itemized account of payables, then demand it. You do the hiring. If you accept less, you're complicit. The commission must deal through the city manager, except in the Department of Finance and Law. The commission appoints the director of finance. You are complicit in failing the residents of this city by not appointing a finance director, and if tonight's conversations don't make that clear, somebody's not listening. Charter in section 3.41 states that the cemetery board is responsible for operating, hiring, and maintaining the cemeteries. The cemetery board works with the finance director. Oh, you don't have one. I've been told I don't know all the history about the city of Benton Harbor and its government. That may be. But what I do know is that on January 8, 1994, there was a court-ordered injunction issued against the city of Benton Harbor, prohibiting it from ever stopping the cemetery board from doing its job. You aren't to touch it. They are a separate entity, and you owe them to follow the law.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary Alice Adams.
Hello, hello, hello. Mayor Pro Tem Seats, council members. I'll try to make this quick. Oh gosh,
Thank you.
will start me over.
Start over, just a point of privilege.
And I might need just a little more time, but I'm grateful for the time that I have spent serving my community. And I think that when we're born and we're passing through here, that we're supposed to leave things better than we showed up. When I first started coming down here, 2000, I was faced that way. And I came back to Benton Harbor for closure, for peace, with the hopes that I could find it in my heart to forgive. This past weekend, we dealt with a lot of things at this beautiful event about everything that government consists of. And there were a lot of those people there, and they were there because we have something before us in our time that we seek funding for, but if we're not available, we will miss out. I've been at meetings before I became an elected official, during, and I will continue to do so after. I was on one this morning with 100 and some other people from all over. We're talking about affordable water in our underserved communities, which is what Justice 40 is for. I went into a meeting, and a grant writing meeting during one of these sessions, and when I came out, there was a gentleman standing there that I met years ago from networking, relationship building, that reminded me of who they were and let me know that some funds had came across their desk and I need to call him. And you think I'm not, because my community, I care. And things need to keep growing and growing. And we need a finance director that we've been singing about for the past 8 years, well, since the emergency manager left anyway. But the thing that brought me here, I get to sit here now and get a different view than the time that I came, because I have a birthday in a couple of days. And it's a blessing that I may see it. I don't know what the next second holds. My son and my nephew was murdered right up there. The enemy was plotting to make sure that I wasn't happy. It brought about a lot of great changes, a task force, I mean, but prior to that, there had been some murders. After that, there have been some murders. But those two, at the same time, it wasn't self-defense. My baby was shot 6 times, a big hole in his chest. Chased my nephew down the street and shot him 7 times by a church. And yet you're up for parole? You want to come out? We got enough of that out here. And if you have a ministry, I think that you should do it inside. My sister-in-law's baby that got murdered with my baby. We were both diagnosed with cancer a year before last, September, October. She passed away this past December. And her wish and desire was that he never leaves. That if he has a ministry, it's on the inside. Of these that are out here doing the same thing, we have so many barriers to break down amongst ourselves and our children, our community. That's what this event was about this past weekend. Community. People all over this country have gotten bad news about Benton Harbor, but guess what? This past weekend, they got a taste of what the village can be again. When we can put ourselves and our personalities out of the way and aside and do what needs to be done for our community that we say we love. I said I wouldn't be before you long, but you need to know that my brother's keeper, I had no idea that something like that I would be so involved in. Coming back to Benton Harbor with all the chaos amongst our children. We didn't come up like that in my day and time. We were fighting, we come back out the next day, we playing again. But we need to do something, healing on so many levels. I'm guilty. The doctor was at fault though. Opioids, yeah, and alcohol, they don't mix. It causes a lot of trouble in our lives, and we got too many stores in this Black community with access of the painkiller that we only know. I ask you all to just continue to be transparent, and I heard my commissioner over here, the 4th Ward, say that we be transparent.
Yes.
Be transparent. Don't answer nothing in no email. Get the finance director when a question is asked, because I want to hear. And some others do as well. That's why this song been singing for the past 6, 7 years. Finance director. Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Sherry Schlage.
You know I need this.
I spoke at the couple of meetings ago regarding the needs of the community. So our community members need jobs, we need quality education, we need housing, we need affordable water. Well, I have a question for everybody here. This is Black History Month. Does anybody know on this day in history what event occurred? Bus boycott. Dr. King was arrested. He was imprisoned. Why? He refused to be complicit to the lie that white people are superior to Black people. He refused to be complicit. Each one of us has to make that decision. Are we going to be complicit to that lie? And so he was thrown in jail. The AFL-CIO has a lawsuit against the state of Alabama right now, violating the civil rights of prisoners, leasing those people out to work for corporations. So how much have things really changed? So I thought, I wonder who's in the Berrien County Jail. So in the Herald Palladium in 2022, there was an article published. 45% of the felonies, Black folk. Of that 45, and only 15% of the population is Black. Of that 45%, 69%
are black men 25 years and under. 60% of those black men were unemployed. Our people need jobs. Jobs are critically important. That's part of social equity. I've got a contract here, executive order. This is the mayor of Detroit. For the utilization of Detroit residents on publicly funded construction and rehab projects. Whereas the economic revitalization of Detroit depends on the employment of Detroit residents and the availability of a local skilled workforce. Education. Our people need quality education. Black students are more than twice as likely to drop out in this county. When taking the GED, the pass rate for blacks is 45% compared to 70% for whites. I refuse to be complicit to that narrative. Our community needs well-paying jobs, and we need housing, we need quality education, and we need affordable water. So what are we doing with our resources? Are we putting our resources into our community? $43 a day over there. Our people here are a cash cow to this county. Are we going to be complicit, or are we going to serve the people of the community? Thank you.
Mr. Duncan.
Stop being complicit. That's the first thing. I want to, first of all, thank Mr. Mitchell for all the work he's doing. And anybody was against the black man in Benton Harbor got a problem with a whole lot of people. Old people. The ones that you guys turn your nose up and snarl at when they come here and have something to say. Don't answer the questions. We got more answers out of this man here than any one of you. And I'm pointing at you and the mayor, and I'll just stop right there. But you're complicit when you side with complicity. The ones was doing it and doing it against the citizens. If it wasn't for the citizens, I told you guys there wouldn't even be no road construction, wouldn't be nothing. We wouldn't have got our streets fixed. But we have, let me go here before my few minutes is up. Jane Clark Park. What goes in Jane Clark Park should be totally what the city, what the citizens in this city want. Not something that Cornerstone, Whirlpool, or whoever it is, get with the state to come here with the money. I heard that. But to come in and start putting things on the beach that the citizens are not asking for. We had a master plan where it had so much beautiful stuff for the beach. Maybe you can go back and find that old master plan and work off of it, and then get some other questions from the citizens, because it wasn't a complete job of asking the citizens what they wanted in the first place. But now the golden opportunity for you guys not to be complicit, do get out in the community, find out what your constituents want and need for Jane Clark Park. Don't be complicit. Don't have the citizens knowing what you're doing, and then we come here and you can't give us an answer and treat us like undesirables. Remember that word? They come in here and ask us if you wanted undesirables in this town. And all of y'all grinned and said, no, but those undesirables are y'all. Especially when you feel the same way about some of our people. Thanks for you guys' time.
No more comments.
Thank you for all the comments from city residents and city stakeholders. Now we'll have a consent calendar items. Is there anything that needs to be separated? Once. Anything needs to be separated? Call for question.
Can I get a motion for the consent calendar?
We have a motion for the consent calendar item, sorry.
I make a motion for the consent calendar.
Been motion by Commissioner Isom, been supported by, our voice now, Commissioner Henry. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This time we'll have a report from staff officials. We would like to start by thanking the chief for being here tonight. If he has anything he wants to add to the situation, say, please feel free.
Good evening, honorable commissioners. No report.
Thank you. City Attorney.
I have a written report that I'm gonna forward to all of you because it contains a lot of information that I didn't want to spend time on tonight, but I want you all to know what I'm working on behind the scenes.
Thank you. City Clerk.
Thank you. As Commissioner Yarbrough had mentioned, February 27th is Election Day. Your precincts are Ward 1 will vote at the high school, Ward 2 will vote at the library, Ward 3 will vote at the high school, and Ward 4 will vote at the Virginia Edwards Community Center. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on that day. Anybody that still has an absentee ballot out, we've got about just over 51% turned in, so there's still quite a bit out there. They can be turned into my office or the drop box outside by 8 p.m. on Election Day. Early voting is taking place at LMC Todd Center. Like Commissioner said, follow the signs. You can vote in person. I believe it's 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. all the way through Sunday. That's all.
Thank you. Assistant City Manager, Alex Little.
Nothing this evening, sir.
Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, sir. Just want to let all of you know, I put on your desk in front of you a letter that gives you an update on what's happening with the TMF. So if, after you read it, if you have any questions, just give me a call.
Thank you, City Manager Mitchell. At this time, we'll have Commissioner Kennard.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you very much. I'm slow here. But in any way, I want to say that we're looking for clarity, and my coming on board on the other side, there's many times that I looked for clarity and didn't have it. But this young man, he's come several times and asked for clarity in things that he was seeking for concerning the cemetery. And I hope the rest of us demands that he gets that information that he's asked for. We're here to see that he gets a clear understanding of whatever he's looking for. We shouldn't have anything to hide. And that's why we want to go. Also, Mr. Haywood left, but he brought up a subject that Mr. Little had mentioned a few, was it weeks back, about the sidewalk, the property distance. I know that from my backyard to the sidewalk is my property. But beyond that is the sidewalk, and yes, we're supposed to keep it clean, you know, and no obstructions in it. Because the city has owned pieces of property and even a tree was growing up in the sidewalk. So I'm wanting to know, and the people should have a letter of some kind of understanding as to what is it that Mr. Little was talking about on that day concerning that we have to manage the sidewalks the upkeep of the sidewalks and the trees. So I want to know, what did he mean by that? And I'm thinking that we should have a clear understanding. Excuse me, and our new commissioner, Ms. Warren, said that she hadn't heard about it at that particular time. So I'm sure that if we don't have an understanding of it, and a letter hasn't been sent out to the community about what this is that's going on with the sidewalk and our property, or what is they asking for us to be responsible for. Because if someone tripped on the sidewalk and the sidewalk is unleveled because of one of the trees, are we gonna be held responsible for if that person sues because that sidewalk is unleveled and damaged? And why should we? Because the city income tax is supposed to be taking care of the sidewalks and the streets and alleys. That's why it was implemented, it was put in place. I served on that board. And I want that to be a clear understanding of what was it that you were talking about at that particular time, and be sure that each one of our residents understand what you are talking about, because surprises, we don't need them. We need to understand exactly what you were talking about on that particular day concerning the sidewalks, the tree lawn. I know we got to keep that cutting up, but we need to know, what did you mean by we have to take the maintenance of the sidewalks, because a lot of sidewalks are damaged right in front of city vacant lots that they own. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kennard. Commissioner Warren.
Thank everybody for coming out today. What I have is, last meeting I had mentioned I was gonna have, a day where the residents can come and we're gonna do a town hall. I have that scheduled for May 14th. It's gonna be at the Benton Harbor Public Library from 5:30 until 6:30. And the clerk will have that on the website as well. So everyone has a good amount of time to write your concerns down. So again, it'll be the second ward, our town hall, and it'll be May 14th from 5:30 to 6:30. And just kind of piggybacking on what Commissioner Kennard mentioned, that is correct. I had mentioned I had never heard of the residents being responsible for sidewalks. So that is accurate, and I had not heard of that. So it would be nice if some kind of blast, or if we could put something on the website to let the residents know that we are responsible for sidewalks, because I think a lot of residents are crystal clear on the tree line, but not on being responsible for sidewalks. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Griffin.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. A lot of people probably don't know there's a new community building at 74 West Wall Street, which is right down the street from here. It's called House of the Wave. And they're providing resources, all kinds of resources for the residents: food, furniture, clothes, just whatever you need. I met with her, the owner, a few weeks ago, and been working with her. So you can stop by there. The number is on the door if they're not there, but it's here to help the community. Also, a lot of people are familiar with the Center for Better Health, which is at 100 West Main. I've served on that board. I believe it's been 2 years this month. And we provide help with high blood pressure, cholesterol, bills, mental health referral, COVID, heart health, and a lot more. So I just want, me, I'm always trying to keep the resident informed of things to help them. So that is a place also you can go to get help for pretty much everything. And what they don't provide, they will refer you. So just wanted you guys to know the resources that's going on. And as you know, I am scheduling the third annual 4th Ward spring cleanup, which would be March the 23rd. I will be putting out the flyers soon. So just have a good night. Thank you.
Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Chair. I'm gonna let the citizens know, the residents know that we really appreciate you sitting here, listening to us. And, all that's on YouTube, you get an opportunity to go back and listen to what was really said. You even get a chance to sometimes look at our expression on our faces, so, I'm gonna ask this big question. Citizens are asking me, what are we going to do with all of those bottles of empty water bottles? I was in Benton Township the other day and 2 of them, big bags was floating down Napier. The wind had taken them all away. So that's defeating our purpose. If they've already stopped delivering water, but people have tons and tons of bottled water, what are we going to do with those? We can't let them go out into the lake or the Ox Creek or no water area. And it's just something that we need to be looking at right now, not yesterday, but right now, because I just can't see all of that plastic being released into our community. There's a lot of money floating down from federal government. The state has been really good about letting us, Benton Harbor, get a good grip on it. But if it doesn't enhance people, our human infrastructure, if it only deals with your brick and mortar, make sure that we get the roads fixed or whatever. We gotta think out of the box these days. We cannot keep doing the same thing and think that we're gonna get different results. For us to put asphalt down on our streets with over 60%, 63% of people in Benton Harbor have asthma. And asthma is really, they're really hurt when we put that asphalt down. It is a horrible, horrible thing that we're doing to the environment. And all because we don't want to spend that extra money for concrete. And the rules have proven that some equipment, some material is better than other material. So when I hear people coming and saying jobs, do you know how long we've been crying for jobs in Benton Harbor? Long time. You know how long we've been trying to get apprenticeships in town to train our people? This is the time for us to do it right now. All the money, everyone is saying, look at what America did to African Americans and brown people and poor people. This is the time for us to stand up and pay attention to ourselves. When I look at the people that I work with, 9 were all pretty much all Black community. They just so impressed until they look on to see what we vote for. And then they say, shame, shame. Thank you.
Mr. Dyson.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Pro Tem. I thank everyone for coming out tonight. And congratulations to all the board appointments, Commissioner Adams. It's good to hear your voice tonight. Thank you, Commissioner Yarbrough, for your continuous update that you give us and the residents. And thank the citizens for all their comments. You know, good or bad, you know, we gotta listen, you know. So, you know, we gotta start somewhere. You know, it's not easy trying to take care of everything, but just to get your comments and knowing that you involved to listen and to hear what y'all saying, it mean a lot to me, you know. The Black Summit, it was a great thing. You had a good speaker out there. His name was Ben Harris. And he talked about Black-owned business and bringing the Black Chamber of Commerce to Benton Harbor. So that'll be coming. He did mention that. So they will be here. And we have the personnel and finance meeting there tomorrow around the chair. We'll be talking about different discussions and things that make this city better. And the finance director position is on there. You know, we've been working diligently on that. And we're not going to make it a song. We're not going to make an album. But we're going to continue to work diligently on this position. Now that we have sent out the applications, the resumes to the commission. And so we should be getting some results. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not a quitter. We're going to make this happen. We're going to continue working on this commission, making it better to keep moving this city forward, you know, and stay transparent.
All the time.
All the time, Mr. Duncan. Thank you so much. But one thing I want to say, I'm going to still say this. Expect great things. God bless you. God bless Ben Harbor.
Commissioner Singleton.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. And thank those people who have decided to step up and be on the committees. Thank you always, Commissioner Yarborough, for your updates. Some of the things that we're working on as more so of an individual and a group of guys. We met this weekend and discussed that we need to start using some of our own skills, to do like the older guys when we grew up did, pass it on. And so we come up with a plan that hopefully we'll launch it off sometime in the spring or summer. Every young man looks for that day to get the driver's license and become an owner of a vehicle. And so when they get that vehicle, they should know how to take care of it. There's a lot of things that you can do yourself and save yourself a lot of money. So we're going to be getting together with some youth, hopefully to encourage them to become responsible drivers. And when they get a vehicle, they do just basically the general maintenance. We'll be showing them how to change brakes, check their oil, change their oil, tires. Females are welcome too, but we're, this is man group, and so we're looking at definitely the young men. So hopefully we can get some help from some of the older guys. So that's more on a personal thing, but Public Safety Committee meet second Wednesday. We met last Wednesday. We heard from had a presentation with some of you read about it, that we're looking to get the K-9 unit back started, and we discussed, a lot of their things that the beneficial things that the K-9 unit will be doing. And definitely, I know some people, especially in our community, want to know, is this K-9 unit, will it be crowd control and things like that? Because we, as African Americans, had bad experiences with the dogs being put on us and stuff. But that's not the issue. This is totally a positive thing. We're going into schools and doing things like that. So looking to see that go forward. Public Works is now with that committee now, and there's some things that we're planning to do that to enhance Public Works. We got a lot of work to do in that area. Our garbage, we discussed that, some of the, how we should be collecting and trying to run that like a business, like it's supposed to be. That's the trash business is the citizens' business, and we need to run it like a business. So we'll be doing a lot of work in that area. Other than that, just keep coming, keep being involved, and we're gonna make this thing work.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Just like to thank all the residents for coming out tonight. There's one thing that I forgot to ask, and that was about the ad that was placed in the Herald Palladium talking about shut-offs being resumed. We just wanted to make sure, resuming. So this notice of shut-offs was put in the Herald Palladium, looks like on the 15th. I just wanted to make sure that residents are aware of that notice, because until I looked on this, I was even unaware of it. So if I was unaware of it as a commissioner, I'm sure that the residents had no idea if they hadn't picked up the Herald Palladium, which I do not. So please make sure that the residents are aware of that. They're supposed to resume. I don't even know when the date is or whatever. I just know it was in the AP account. We approved ads for the Herald Palladium. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the Black Summit that occurred over the weekend. As you've heard, some of the people talked about. I know sometimes in this community we just think events are events, but this particular event was amazing simply because all eyes from Detroit all the way down to the lower parts of Michigan were on Benton Harbor. And many of those people who came into town from, we had mayors and elected officials representing almost every area from the state of Michigan, which is unheard of, coming to a place like Benton Harbor and holding such an event. And I know sometimes we look at who the organizers are. We have some amazing, amazing young people in our community, from the young man who did the Black Summit to Ms. Hines to President Pillars started to Mr. Pitchford, and the list goes on and on. All of these young people have come back to Benton Harbor because they see what Benton Harbor can be, and they want to impact Benton Harbor for the future generations. And I would just encourage all of us who are 40 and 50 and a little older to get behind these young people. We may have differences of opinions, but they have some amazing, amazing ideas, and there's some amazing opportunities and vision coming from these young folks. If we get behind them and push them forward, because it'll make us better and it makes our community better, regardless of whether we agree or disagree with who they are and all of those kinds of things. But that event was so amazing. I wasn't unable to attend on Friday. I had a fall, and so I was just at home recuperating, but was able to attend on Saturday. And Gail Perry Mason, she spoke at one of the events, and she man, that lady was dropping nuggets the entire time. I had an opportunity to purchase her book, but just if you get an opportunity, I know it was filmed, and hopefully you'll get a chance to look at some of the videos and some of the other stuff, but it was just something to behold, people coming into this city and celebrating Benton Harbor and what was happening. My last comment, that was, as Ms. Warren talked about a town hall, I'm currently working on that as well for the First Ward, looking to use one of the local pastors' church that just purchased a property there in Benton Harbor. So we're actually working on that, and so looking to do that town hall for Ward 1 in March. So be on the lookout for that as well. And again, as they just talked about, the primary is an election that we need to get people to vote in. We have to encourage people in this community to get out and vote. There's 10,000 people in this community. They need to get out and vote. And so each of us in our spheres of influence, let's get people to the polls, because the primaries do matter. That's it, thank you so much.
Thank you. No, we have a closed session after this. Please do excuse the mayor tonight. It was a profound night. His life, his family's life, his son. It only happened one time in a lifetime when you walk across that court on senior night. And, the other night, he missed the game, which was very influential for his child. There's 9 people on this board. We can't make every funeral, can't make every wedding, can't make every graduation. That's why it's 9 of us. So when one of us shows up, we all show up for the camaraderie, grateful for what we see happening in our community. I heard somebody said it was up to residents who got the streets done, and that is true. It took 9 people to vote to get it done. Or it took 5 of us to vote, or however you want to say it.
It was 5.
So Ben Harbor's moving forward, it's moving fast. The reason why you have to realize your history, it's a profound thing that I don't even see tonight. You do have 2 Berrien County commissioners here. You have Commissioner Pittsford, you have Commissioner Yarborough, who might not be that far in difference in age, but they are both representation of the history and the lineage of Ben Harbor. And he is standing literally on the shoulders of what she's already done. We're standing on the shoulders of those who went before us in Black history, Lucy Cook, Mary Yarborough, Emma Hull. The list goes on and on and on of people who were voted in. Not selected, but elected. And like them or not, they were still yet the mayor for that time bracket. So you cannot take that history from them. You cannot take away from the Miss Ely's and the teachers who taught in Harbor Area School, Mr. Whitmore, and those who took time out. I do agree. We have a long way to go. But as long as we keep coming, something will happen. Our children do need better education. They need better schools. They need better buildings. They need a lot. They probably need better teachers. You never know. But if we don't if we stop coming, that's where the problem is going to be. I do commend everybody on this board who's been working diligently and hard to do what you're doing and keep doing it. But I'm grateful that, some of us, when we first started, we had a head full of hair. Some of us don't have a head full of hair no more. When I first started, I didn't have any gray hair. Now I'm starting to get more and more grays, and I think I'm gonna start dying daily to get rid of the gray. But it's all a part of the testament of life. And that's why we're here. So many people didn't make it to this year. And I'm grateful for that. Ben Harbor, it's time for us to stand up, stick together, and make this place the gem that Ben Harbor is. Ben Harbor will be forever. Lastly, a young man took me up on a plane, and he's probably the last plane trip he's gonna go on. But when you go over the top of Ben Harbor, and you see Ben Harbor, you look down, it looks like Miami. It looks like Orlando. The Bahamas, when we came to the Bahamas, out of water and the beautification of the beach areas, it's a gem. And so we need to appreciate the gem that we have and do everything we can to educate on the gem that we have and appreciate it. At this time, there'll be a motion for us to go into a closed session. The closed session is as stated, pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, 267 of 1976, my birthday, and the other one. As amended, Section 8A to consider the city manager's periodic personal evaluation. Will there be
I make a motion to go into closed session.
There's been motion by Commissioner Edward Isom, and then seconded by Commissioner Sharon Henderson. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes,
Motion carried.
we'll convene in the mayor's office. No, sorry. City manager's office.
Did you move that moves it forward? Did you see it?
I gotta say this. I didn't get to say congratulations.
That's true.
I did too.
Thank you, I would have.
Get his attention.
Thank you, good to see you.
Hey, dog.
Yeah, what you gonna do? You got right.
Thanks,
Okay.
Saturday or Sunday. We're just trying to get it.
I'm supposed to give this to you.
Okay.
I got somebody else's name on there, but it's supposed to go, this supposed to go, this supposed to go to city manager.
Okay.
That was supposed to be on there. Sorry. And this one's supposed to go. How you doing? This is supposed to go to him. Give it to him.
Okay, we'll do, yep.
Good. Are you? I'm glad. Why did you be here? Like Steve said. I know it's right.
Mr. Bruce, you brought up something that I had thought about once before. There was this bridge, and it scares me when I ride over it. And I try to go a little fast, just in case, and there's a reason. And I think we know what that is. But that seems to be a bridge of America too. So if there's funding somewhere, and there is,
It is.
we're gonna find it, go get it.
It's a historic bridge.
Because it should be repaired just like every other bridge.
The architect.
Yeah.
The designer. For that style of bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
You can tell that, I mean, it's old, it has,
I was just saying that.
and down below in that valley, there's some very valuable stuff that needs to be kept up there.
Well, that's what Ron and Kathy are doing. They've been down there clearing pathways, uncovering memorials that are kind of hidden.
Oh.
And,
It takes a special somebody to be able to do that,
Yeah.
because I guess what we bind on earth,
We'll be, it's already,
Love.
we buy
That's
it.
right. And I'm still working on the veterans on the cross.
Bless your heart.
So I hope to have
Hey,
that.
look, them other folks still over there hiding on the side.
Yeah. I'm hoping to have that project done by Memorial Day.
Okay. Make sure I get the invite.
We'll be there.
Yes.
Yep.
And make sure you get my email.
I need your.
Oh, I'll have it. We got a Facebook page.
Yeah, get on the page.
You gotta go up.
Page.
No, the cemetery got a Facebook page.
Oh, do what we say.
We gonna be in real good touch with each other.
Thank you.
I'll track you down if I have to.
Okay, all right.
Is your daughter in the restroom?
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Because it was locked at first.
Okay, I think
You
she,
sure?
she just opened the door a little bit. So she-
Okay, let me go see.
I was waiting to go.
You need help, Dave?
I would probably do.
Maybe I don't think he probably could have got it. I'm trying to see where I got
Yeah,
it. Look, I got so much junk in my car.
and that's what the, especially the passing, that's what you do.
I know if you do that.
Everything, that's
I
my
think it's just something at the senior center,
But
Uh-huh.
a big
Yeah.
piece of
it
concrete.
needs to be.
You want your car up?
Yeah, the bathroom is right over there.
I know, do you want you to sit on?
That's okay.
Oh,
My mother's.
she all right? No, because she thought she was me.
Oh, okay.
If you want to use it, go ahead.
Is she still in there?
She's out. She just, she
Okay.
calls herself older for me.
My mother's side.
You got your mama's first.
I be talking to
I
you.
love you. I'll be in touch. You made the car up, lady?
Okay, where, I'm gonna put your address.
Okay, okay.
I was born here, but I live in Grand Rapids. I go to Crystal Springs Church of God over on Pipestone.
Yeah,
So
you got a lot of that. I'm picking it up. You have a lot of it. Keep going.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I care about the city.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, she do too. She do too.
What?
She does.
You do. You really, you got a heart for people.
For people, period.
So you, I'm just gonna speak it to you, like, you're not going anywhere unless we heal it.
I see.
Oh, really?
Glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Does it
You got
got
Facebook
anything?
Mm-hmm. You were playing on Facebook, I think.
You sure?
Okay.
Commissioner Adams. It's
Uh,
not commissioner, it's commission.
Oh, commission.
Commission Adams.
Okay, cause I'm Betty Simpson. I'm the Ron Simpson. We do the yard.
Oh, that's right.
We do the yard.
Excuse me.
You know Richard, right? Who he is.
I don't know what.
Not commissioner.
I know this.
I'll direct you. Yeah, I'll direct you. He lives down.
Oh, don't you worry about these
I'll always
things.
be.
Yeah, yeah,
This is what it is.
it is what it is. It is what
Probably
it is,
did,
sweetie.
Chuck Jr.
The devil make the bad guy make the good thing.
Okay.
He's there Saturdays.
A lot of
Yeah. And
Oh, really?
you sit down, you sit down, you was up there.
You'll find Chuck on
Yeah.
Facebook.
12 years. I
And
spearheaded everything you
you
see.
can message them,
Oh,
and he'll reply,
that's why I say much.
because
What
he's
you
a good
want? My son's
resource.
knows, get out of there. Go ahead. No,
What
yeah.
school they go to?
Mildred C. Wells,
Oh,
Given years and years ago, technology spent.
Mildred C. Wells.
So there was some kind of project, they would support something like that too.
Yeah, I think I'm on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's nice for you to go down for a couple of months. So we're probably gonna next week, so our standard time is gonna be,
Okay.
but,
Don't
that one cake.
wear your white on.
I've gotta stop her, she gets
Oh,
scared.
really?
But, yeah, we were down, the left cave, we went to the state sale, which is on the garden store. Sorry, artificial.
Oh.
Cave. Okay. I was gonna put a door on it, but let's change it. You got, signs and that sort of.
Yeah, I'll take a look at
We'll
those.
just see how. I'm sorry. Let's see, people are going there and steal stuff, right?
Closed session.
Well, I'm thinking like those signs, I've worked with a print shop I worked at, taking the green
I found
stakes
you.
or a sign or something. It's got this
Oh, you said, so your friend
holes
was?
I don't know.
and
friends
they,
already.
they have a product that's called
Betty
aluminum
says.
panel.
Okay.
And it's got thin sheets of aluminum on the
Oh, you started
exterior,
following me.
and it's got a
Yes.
foam core,
I'm not
like
the type of
center.
person to do a lot of.
It's pretty durable and fairly rigid.
Facebook.
And
You know,
it's
some people do a lot of
inexpensive.
Facebook.
It's cheaper than aluminum.
Facebook.
But you know what, for me,
I know that's-
it's yeah, but not only that, it's better than this.
Yeah.
We share ideas
Yeah.
and respect each other more.
Sure.
Yeah, or an event or something that, yeah.
Yeah, and that way.
Or ask for prayer from sincere people that you know will.
How'd you start?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but the
That they,
four by
they
four,
do all my
barrels,
clients. You will see.
Yeah.
You will
I did
see
find out.
how I do a lot.
Got one shot,
You know,
coming
like,
from the
I
lagoon,
do a lot of
street.
times. I got people that sometimes.
Coming down the road.
That's
Right.
What is
When I saw one picture,
That's
it's on the rock in the background.
That's you,
Yes, or,
Three to one.
that's you.
yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I was looking for Pittsburgh, then when you gonna give me a ride?
oh, there she go right there.
I thought you was giving her,
I can do it.
I work on keeping that.
I don't care.
I just
But you
live
say you was
we
waiting.
gonna get you home.
You said you was waiting.
I had walked to the library. Sometimes you get home. I said, somebody will bring me.
We got you. We got you. We got you.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Okay, so you going now?
Yeah, I'm going now.
Okay.
Everybody's out there waiting on me.
Yeah, y'all can walk us with us. Yeah, walk us.
Get ready to start, make contact with Lansing, Michigan, for wetland classification, invasive species. So we have retired horticulturist for
Well,
it's time of year to be helpful.
yeah,
But it's nice working in the sun.
I drove by it today and it looked good.
Our first thing is clear everything from bridge two, the street bridge or the road bridge, down to the Beckley Bridge. We're gonna clear everything down to the foot level.
Okay.
Now, in the next couple of weeks. And then come back with herbicide and try to kill it off. All right.
So I wonder if that person is the one responsible
We'll
for,
stay out of the creek.
but this type of mess out of.
And I get, that's federal crossroads, I got two other plant ladies, and I got this state,
Okay.
says one.
There you go.
But that's where I prefer to sit.
Cool.
Cause I don't think they got balls to be rid of.
You don't interrupt.
I would hope.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
You don't interrupt me. But I prefer
They have the power to fire him right now. Tyson has the power to hire, it's his responsibility. You missing all those?
Oh, yeah. Still wondering.
Yeah.
All mine.
You don't have to apologize.
Yep, I'll throw away, I missed reading.
But I know you are.
Good.
It wasn't working. Well.
I know when I did the evaluation.
Right now, I'm enjoying my Western movies. And hopefully tomorrow, I will be doing some of my side work with my construction firm that I own. I own a small business, Jackson Carpentry. The weather has been nice today, and tomorrow will be even better. Hey, you can't help me. You have nothing to offer. You have nothing to offer but beautiful pictures, and that's not good enough. Because if I want to see beautiful women throughout Africa, I just look on the website. But there is nothing you can do for me. Oh, I'm tired of it. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, man. Hey, that's just going out. Please.
Hey, doing this special. Yeah, I'm down at City Hall. They went in closed session on the city manager. They probably fired tonight. I don't know.
They went in closed session?
Yeah.
You know what? I was forgetting about that meeting, but it was held yesterday.
Mhm.
And, so they went in closed session on the next,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they, now I'm getting ready to leave. You know, I think it'll be a long time.
Oh, you think they're gonna fire tonight?
They might fire him. You've been doing the evaluation. They might get him.
Well, I know they've been trying to.
Yeah. This time they got him, the only one ain't here is the mayor, so. They got eight other commissioners.
Oh, the mayor, that don't wanna fire?
He ain't here.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yeah, he got some other stuff he had to do.
Okay.
Might be, it's gonna take, all he needed 5. So,
Right.
so what time you wanna walk down there tomorrow? Go down there.
I told you, I was looking back to say around 11.
11 o'clock is good, yeah, I could, you gonna come down, you want me to come pick you up or what?
I'll come down.
All right,
Yeah, 11 o'clock, 'cause I got something to do anyway.
Right.
We'll walk for a few minutes.
all right, that'll work, I'll be there at 11.
Okay, all right.
All right.
All right.
Well, no, I'm gonna be out of line, so now.
I want to do is go to the bank. Now we have all of this. Then documents that I got it written down what you did. I want to know how to hold up. Where's the paperwork? Charges. We need to put these things because they can. Every home, every, we have a finance director, but the labor not being paid by the city. Paid by the city. That's a problem. So, we need to have everybody that we have. The city manager that manages the city. He should be able to answer those questions. And answer them there because that's why he's there.
areas that were really critical improvement, they kind of overlap. So there is a need for improvement, and there's always been for improvement. But I see the city right now in a place that's particular that we don't need to move around too much. We need to stay course, the money is flowing in. What we need to do as commissioners, as elected officials, is to make sure that we all stand down on one thing. And that all our employees know what we want as a body, not as a single individual, but as some council. So if we don't come together and say, we got a good start here, we evaluate. And like I said, I think the reason overlapping that people say there is a problem. Everybody's saying there's a problem. And then that gives us information. We will get it straight or get those guys. We look for somebody that's gonna give us what we need. But I just think it's kind of hard. It's getting harder. Stop right now, switch over. Too many things is going on. So, from just what I see, improvement, but it's not that quick. You might be something that can be fixed. And I'm like, there's no more. 3 months, 6 months, let's do it again. We find that there's no improvement or what we've been considering as critical improvements, and we move forward to the next step. There seems to be some areas that we, I would like to see get addressed. And did I just hear somebody talking and I'm talking too? I just like to see if Mr. Richard can address some of these critical. Your strength, everybody says your strength. And then you can move on your own and go. Some of these other suggestions.
work with just the doctor. That's, question. Because he's much things. So, we can go through that thing. Which is as opposed to digging into all these details, which there's a clear gap. It's a metro view of the county. So I think that at this point, we need to look at next steps and what does that look like. We can have a committee set up, talk with the regional economy concerning some type of separate package where we leave both and with integrity and not terminate and front page this decorated career now all over the internet. It's not like that. One part is all over the world. So I think that that's just because according to him, he's doing great. Maybe